The insane Minneapolis officials who voted to abolish the police are now crying for the police. This isn't satire, this is real. In this video, we're going to look at the latest public meeting held by the Minneapolis City Council that voted unanimously to abolish the police a few weeks back, how their constituents don't understand why the police aren't answering their calls, and the absurd disbelief over why crime is surging in the very city that threw law enforcement under the bus. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone, patrons all across the globe. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. If you're new to our channel, we analyze current events, analyze some super awesome conservative trends so we can all live in the present in light of even better things to come. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. I've been absolutely privileged to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every day we together celebrate the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. All right, guys, I promise you all a big announcement today, and here it is. We are so excited to announce the beginning of Turley Talks TV. Now, I know a lot of you get tired of hearing ads before getting to our videos like this one, right? I know a lot of you get frustrated with interruptions by Google ads while watching our videos, and I know a lot of you have expressed concern about cancel culture on YouTube and the risk that this cancel culture has for us. Well, friends, that's why we're introducing Turley Talks TV. By clicking on that link below today, you can get sponsor-free videos each and every day that are completely immune from left-wing cancel culture. You can watch our videos from any platform, on any device, and stay updated on a rising conservative age. So sign up today at Turley Talks TV and watch from anywhere for just $4.99 a month. So what are you waiting for? Click on that link below to sign up, and let's enjoy the rise of this new conservative age together. All right, gang, let's dive right in here, shall we? We have perhaps one of the more bizarre developments imaginable coming out of a riot-torn Minneapolis. Bizarre, that is, if you're a rational and thinking person. Now, you may recall that recently the ultra-left Minneapolis City Council voted unanimously to disband the Minneapolis Police Department and replace it with some kind of nebulous community model, and they have yet to actually explain precisely how such a community model works. Well, now this same city council, these left-wing activists disguised as responsible public servants, have voted to, in effect, abolish the police. These same people are now reportedly surprised by the rise in crime throughout their now technically, police-free city. Now, again, if you're a rational and thinking person, you would obviously consider such shock to be off base. After all, when we make decisions, the potential consequences, no matter how remote, ought to be at least at some point considered in making such decisions. And yet, the spike in crime in Minneapolis seems to have taken the leftist ideologues on Minneapolis City Council completely by surprise. City Council members are describing their constituents as terrorized by a massive crime wave that has swept throughout their city. Their constituents, the vast majority of which, by the way, don't want the police defunded and abolished. Every single poll that we have shows that blacks overwhelmingly want the police presence increased in their neighborhoods, not decreased. But these same city council members who denied that request and instead voted unanimously to abolish their police department, these same council members are now shocked to find that their constituents are complaining that whenever there's an emergency in their neighborhood, the Minneapolis police are nowhere to be seen. Look at this headline from NPR News, and keep in mind, this is not a Babylon Bee satire article. This is real life. Check it out. With violent crime on the rise in Minneapolis, City Council asks, where are the police? If you go on to read the article, it's nothing short of a stunning display of the kind of moral absurdity that's taken over the hearts and minds of leftist public servants and media outlets. The article actually takes seriously the kind of conversations that you would hear at public forums like this. The meeting was billed, and I kid you not, it was publicized as Minneapolis City Council study session on police reform. This is after the city council unanimously voted to abolish the police. One of the city council members, a fellow by the name of Jamal Osman, testified that he was inundated with complaints from residents in his district that their calls to police, well, what do you know? They're going unanswered. He complained, and I'm quoting him, "This is the only public safety option they have at the moment, the MPD. They rely on the MPD, the Minneapolis Police Department, and they are saying that they're nowhere to be seen." So let me get this right. You vote unanimously to abolish the police department, and then as a member of that very council that voted to abolish the police department, you testified that your constituents are disillusioned that when they call the police, in effect, it's been abolished. You know what I find most bizarre in this whole scenario? It's actually the media. The way the media, in this case, the Minneapolis Public Radio, NPR, is actually reporting this. They're reporting this clown show, this lampoonish clown show with total moral seriousness. Now, keep in mind, this is the same mainstream media that has no problem condemning and denouncing and deriding President Trump as the single greatest threat to American democracy in the history of the cosmos, right? The same media that believes it's their moral duty to stand against this neo-fascist, racist evils of Obama 24/7. This same media can't so much as muster a syllable of moral seriousness when reporting on this complete and total breakdown of social order in our cities ruined by the Democratic Party. I mean, the Marxist media literally goes from heckling President Trump, mocking and ridiculing him as an embarrassment to public service everywhere, to then going to these community meetings in a city that's absolutely imploding, and then has the unmitigated gall to treat the very city council members that are openly implementing that societal implosion with honor and reverence and moral seriousness. It's a parody of repulsiveness. And it's the residents of Minneapolis that are the ones that are suffering. And even that, it's ultimately the result of their own doing. They're the ones who are voting these moral zombie Marxists into power. They only have themselves ultimately to blame. But this is some hard medicine, especially when you look at the stats of the surging crime rates there. But first, I want to invite you to sign up for our free Turley Talks email newsletters. Unfortunately, big tech continues to censor conservative content creators. This is the only foolproof way that we can always make sure we stay in touch with each other. With the Turley Talks newsletter, you'll get tons of free content from me. You get informed on all the latest happenings. You'll be the first to know of any special details or events, and you'll never be left in the dark. So right now, just click on that link below in the pinned comments section and sign up for our free newsletter today, and let's share even more exciting things together in the rise of this new conservative age. All right, so let's look at what the citizens of Minneapolis are enduring. Well, let's look at what they voted for, shall we? The number of reported violent crimes like assaults, robberies, and homicides are up astronomically when compared to 2019, according to MPD crime data. More people have been killed in the city in the first 9 months of 2020 than were slain in all of last year. Property crimes like burglaries, auto thefts, they're also up. Auto thefts actually have jumped 46%. Robberies have soared 36%. Shootings are up. Homicides are up. Incidents of arson have increased 55% over this time in 2019. Moreover, over 100 police officers have left the department or have taken leave since the beginning of 2020. That's more than double the usual number of officers who either step down from the department or who are inactive each year. Things are so bad in Minneapolis. You probably heard about this. We've actually talked about this in another video. Things are so bad. Again, this is not a parody. The Minneapolis Police Department, or what's left of it, has officially announced that the citizens of Minneapolis actually ought to expect to get robbed. Law and order has so broken down in Minneapolis that if you're living there, you should expect to be a crime victim. This is not a joke. This is not from the Babylon Bee. I swear it. It's not satire. Look at this headline. Minneapolis police tell residents to obey criminals and be prepared to be robbed. I mean, have you ever felt like you just woke up in a dream, right? Have you ever had this bizarre Alice in Wonderland moment when Everything that's up is now down, and side your right is now left. And if you're a left-wing lunatic, okay, if you're a liberal narcissist psychopath and you rule a city along with other liberal narcissist psychopaths on your city council, you end up with a city where the police chief stands up and publicly declares to your citizens in total seriousness that they need to obey criminals. The police chief tells you need to obey criminals. And you need to prepare yourself to be robbed. And you prepare yourself by being ready and willing to comply with the demands of the criminals. Be prepared to give up your cell phones, your wallets. You should listen to the criminals and just simply do as they say. You are to show to criminals the same courtesy. No, scratch that. You're to show them more courtesy and more respect than you would show a police officer. Welcome to liberal la-la land. Enter at your own risk. By deliberately abdicating their law enforcement responsibilities, the damage that this ideologically radical city council has inflicted on their own citizens is beyond words. It's now estimated that over 1,500 businesses were damaged or destroyed by rioters in Minneapolis. All told, Minneapolis suffered over $500 million. That's B. Right? That's B, billion, right? Of damages. It's so fascinating that those who tell us that President Trump represents the greatest threat to our nation are the very ones defending and indeed encouraging the ones who are actually destroying our nation, portions thereof. It's no wonder why people are fleeing Minneapolis in droves as they ought. The nation is restructuring. It's reconfiguring around booming suburban and exurban regional life that's far more conservative, far more community-oriented, far more traditionalist, far more safe, far more secure, far more humane and dignified on the one side. And on the other side, decades upon decades of left-wing rot in our urban centers is beginning to finally keel over and implode. Their population is dying and depleting, while rural populations, conservative rural populations, are growing and thriving. That's the new America. So the question remains, which side are you on? Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how MSNBC's Rachel Maddow humiliates herself once again as her ratings continue to implode. You are not going to want to miss this, so make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.